Hi, Beverly Fast Sinclair, Keller Williams Realty, talking, and this is part 2 of the installment on buying a bank-owned property. Now, how do you go about doing that? Well, you go about the same process as if you were buying any other property. You get a realtor to show it to you. You get that agent to write up a purchase agreement. Then the purchase agreement is sent to the bank. The bank will have somebody in their either foreclosure department, loss mitigation, they have different names for different departments. It depends on the bank. There's not like a standard division that you would call, but chances are it's the foreclosed property division, meaning the bank is foreclosed, the bank now owns the home. And when they get that property, they're going to look at what the BPO or broker price opinion was of what the property value was. They could have gotten an appraisal, which BPOs and appraisals pretty much mimic each other. They're going to have the magic number. That is the all-important number which the bank will look at for what they will accept for the property. And the bank will say, we have to have a net to us of X amount of dollars. And they usually do in percentages. Some of the percentages have gotten raised. Where it used to be 85%, some are above 90% now. And what that means is the bank's going to look at what their closing costs are, what the brokerage fee involved is, what are the taxes, what's title insurance, is there anything else they have to clear off of that, what's the price of the deed and affidavit, those types of things. Plus, big plus, how much room do they have to come off of the purchase price? And they will add all of those closing cost numbers up, plus the difference between what your offer was and what it's listed for. They will take that number and compare it to the BPO. If it falls within its ratios of 90%, let's just, for example, say, because it depends on a lot of, it isn't like a flat, anybody pays 90% or 85%, depends on a lot about who backed the mortgage. But if it's, just for example, say, $100,000 home, and the bank had to have a 90% net to accept the bank offer on the bank-owned home, the offer on the bank-owned home. The bank would look at, say, okay, brokerage fee is X amount of dollars, taxes, title insurance, here in Indianapolis, deed and affidavit, those types of things. Plus, the buyer is offering $5,000 off the list price, so $5,000 plus all those other things. That's probably going to put them outside or close to being outside of their 90% net, in our example's sake. So the bank will say the offer's been rejected. It doesn't meet our minimum net of X amount of dollars. So that is kind of how it's done. Banks are, most of the time, they're not always honest about what their net has to be. But if it's like a Fannie Mae home, it's pretty much prescribed. This is what the minimum that we will accept. So hopefully that clears things up for you a little bit. If you're saying I'm an investor and I want to buy a great deal, or you know what, I think I can get a good deal on a bank-owned home. I'll buy it for less than what the seller paid for it, which is probably always the case, or most of the time the case, not always, but majority of the time. Those are some of the things you can think about, and you can understand how the process works. If you're in Central Indiana and you would like some help, you're being foreclosed on perhaps, or you want to buy a foreclosed bank-owned home, call me. I would really love to help you. My name is Beverly Fast Sinclair. You can reach me at 846-3277 or on the web. My site is www.indyhousefinder.com. My email is fast@indyhousefinder. And yes, that is really my maiden name. Make it a great day.